They're not as big or famous as king cobras or anacondas, but they're no less deadly than either of the two. Black mambas are some of the most venomous snakes on our planet, and once they succeed in biting their prey, it's game over for the poor creature no matter how big or dangerous they may be, which is exactly what we're about to see in this video. Let's go! This black mamba came out of its lair to look for something to eat, but it was surprised to find a fully grown lion blocking the exit. The lion wasn't looking for a fight, and neither was the hungry mamba. A lot of staring took place, and when the mamba realized that the lion wasn't going to move, it decided to go back inside. This one stumbled upon a young dead lion's corpse that was lying in a field, and it was quick to bite it as soon as it realized what it was. The snake mistook the dead lion for a living one, which caused it to feel threatened, and its natural response was to attack it. Soon enough, the terrified snake realized that the poor lion was dead and that it was too big for it to eat and moved on. This poor lioness was unfortunate enough to run into a black mamba while it was trying to take a drink from the lake. The lioness was one of the two lion moms who were leading a group of young cubs around and looking after them. The lioness noticed the vicious snake's presence, and it was worried that it might hurt the little cubs, and so it went to find out what it was. The snake bit the lioness as soon as it came close to it, and as you can see, the poor lioness was in great pain, and it was doing everything it could to get the snake off. The little cubs watched in pure horror as their fearless mother twisted and screamed in pain, but there was nothing that they could have done to help it now, and the other lioness was too scared of meeting the same fate if it tried to intervene. A crazy jaguar was filmed trying to snatch a black mamba out of its lair here, and it didn't seem like it was going very well. The jaguar was halfway inside the hole, but what's really insane about this clip is the fact that the greedy jaguar didn't seem to care if it got bitten. Was it really that hungry and desperate to find food, or what do you guys think its motive was? Please let us know in the comments down below. This terrified chameleon had to climb a tree to avoid the hungry black mamba's wrath, but the mamba was determined to devour it and climbed up after it. This fearsome male lion was reduced to a twitching mess after it was unfortunate enough to cross paths with a black mamba that was lurking in the woods. The lion was looking for something to eat as usual, and the unsuspecting beast failed to notice the black mamba that was hiding in the bushes, and the snake bit the giant feline as soon as it got close enough to it. Even though the lion had no idea the snake was there, the snake felt threatened by its presence and responded with a swift bite. And as you can see, a very slow and very painful death was the result for the poor lion. As soon as this black mamba spotted a squirrel in the distance, it began to crawl toward it as fast as it could to devour it. The squirrel saw the greedy snake coming, and it rushed to get as far away from it as it could. The only problem was, the squirrel's nest was in a nearby tree and the snake could smell its babies, and that's exactly where it was headed. The terrified squirrel jumped out of the tree as soon as the hungry snake started climbing it, and as for her little babies, the helpless mother was completely powerless to do anything to stop the vicious predator from devouring them, and it was forced to watch from the distance as the greedy reptile swallowed them one by one. This poor dog got bit by a black mamba, and the guy who witnessed it got his phone out and started filming after he called for help. The poor dog was trying to stand still, but it couldn't. The snake's venom was very strong, and the unfortunate pet was feeling super dizzy. The dog was going in a circle as it tried its best to resist falling down, but it failed to stay standing in the end, as you can see. Thankfully, help arrived shortly after, and the brave men began the process of rescuing the dog. A black mamba succeeded in capturing a giant eagle here, but the eagle kept fighting as hard as it could to break free. And while the battle between the two predators raged on, a third predator noticed what was going on and it wanted a piece of the action. The hungry leopard didn't care which of the two it got to devour, it just wanted something to eat. The greedy feline tried to snatch the eagle first, but once it realized that the snake had it very securely locked, it switched to attacking the snake. The snake was super stubborn though, and the leopard's attacks didn't scare it in the least. Finally, the hungry leopard realized that it wasn't going to gain anything good from this, and it decided to move on. Here we have a very rare clip and possibly the only clip out there of a crocodile attacking a mamba. While the massive crocodile was lurking in the water waiting for a thirsty animal to show up so it could devour it, the hungry croc noticed the mamba crawling on the beach and it decided that it was done waiting. The mamba had no idea that the massive beast was coming for it at first, but the crocodile made enough noise to announce its presence as it got closer. The snake began crawling away as fast as it could to avoid getting torn to shreds by the hungry predator, but the crocodile was much faster and it managed to capture the snake in the end. The vicious predator did what it usually does with its meals and started shaking the snake inside of its jaw as violently as possible to cut it into smaller chunks. And you guys know what happened next. A dead lion cub was discovered in an enclosure here, and it wasn't clear what had killed it. A specialist was flown in to inspect the dead cub's body, and it appeared like the 3 bigger lions that it was living with were the ones who killed it at first. But upon further inspection, it turned out that the unfortunate cub's death was the result of a mamba bite. This unfortunate little lion grew up with another cub, and they became best friends. And once the other cub learned of his best friend's death, it was clearly very distressed. But these greedy snakes don't only target other animals, they try to devour one another very often too. Take a look at these two battling it out in the middle of the road. The snakes were of very similar size and of equal strength as well, and the vicious fight lasted for over a minute between the two. But sadly for all of us, the short clip was cut too soon and we didn't get to see who won the fight in the end. This poor rat was looking for something to eat and it was caught off guard and bit by a black mamba that managed to sneak up on it from behind. The rat instantly died, as you can see, and now it was time for the hungry mamba to enjoy its meal. Did you enjoy this video? Please let us know in the comments section down below. And don't forget to leave us a like and subscribe to the channel while you're at it. And please turn on your notification bell to get notified when we upload a new video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.